And I'm not doing a very good job of expressing myself. Can I have an empty glass and I'll show you, I'll give you a little metaphor. Thank you. I've never, and this helped me a lot in my life, and I've shared this with a few friends in my life. And I believe there's really two species of human beings. The first species is the most common. There's more of them. They're individuals, like we all, were born into a certain world. And we become a product of that world. We absorb that environment we're born into. We become an extension of it. We become part of it. We've absorbed it. We're a product of that world. The rarest species, in my opinion, is the individual who has been damaged as a child. They've suffered misfortune and great tragedy. This doesn't mean they're better people, it just means that they've suffered misfortune and great tragedy. And very few individuals suffer that tragedy. But what happens when you watch your mother die, like I did? An invisible shell covers you, it protects you. So you don't absorb the world you're born into, you don't become part of that world, because you're inside the glass. But you observe that world. But the glass is there to preserve you, protect you, and you grow within it. And then there comes a point in your life when you have to break the glass to allow your emotional and spiritual growth to continue. If you don't, you suffocate within the glass. The internal pain, which has been with you for years, stays with you.
And have you successfully broken out of the glass?
When I was 31 years old, I was in my kitchen. And this voice came in my head. Marco, who was your mother? Marco, who was your mother? And I tried to dismiss it. Like everything in my life, I'd pushed through. My I'd suppressed the emotional pain. I just kept on pushing. But on this day, I couldn't push away. He kept on coming back, Marco, who was your mother? Marco, who was your mother? Who is your mother, Marco? And so I said to my right-hand man, I said, Robert, take over. I have to make a phone call. I went to my office and I picked up my phone to call my father and have that conversation with him, who was my mother. But I put the phone back down and I thought, totally illogical. All he's going to say is that my mother was a wonderful person. I know that. I remember those 6 years of my life. She made my blueprint. So I picked up the phone to call my mother's sister, my mother's brother. I thought, illogical. So I put the phone down. And the only logical approach I felt to find a solution and an answer to my question was to write down every single memory I had of my mother. I write down every memory of my mother. And then I start to dissect them like dissecting a dish, craving understanding. And at the end of it, what I realized was not who I was, not who my mother was, sorry, but who I was. I was my mother's son. What had happened from the age of 6 to 16, that my father had programmed me to be like he was. But I wasn't that person, but it assisted me getting me to where I got. So from the age of 31 to where I am today, I've walked down that road of self-discovery. And that's what's important to me.
Marco,